All right, welcome to another edition of DMV Sports Show. I'm your host, Rasul McGee. This is your Saturday evening sports time with the sports that you want to hear on your weekend. We got a lineup, as we always say, that you wouldn't believe. We're going to talk about the Washington Commanders, their win on against the Browns. We're also going to talk about their next opponent, which is going to be a doozy, folks. It's going to be something that you got to see for yourself. We're also going to talk about the Washington Wizards. Yes, folks, preseason is here for the NBA, and we're going to go around the NBA to find out who won, who lost, who's doing well, who's not. We're also going to talk about the NFL around the league as well, who's winning, who's not, who's up, who's down, and get the time that to find out what's going on with other teams as well. We're also going to talk about things that the next opponent for the Commanders is going to do. We're going to talk about the previous games versus the Ravens. That's who they're coming against, and what are your thoughts on that? So, with that being said, let's start the show. The Commanders made a big statement last Sunday, beating the Browns at home 34-14. It was excuse me. It was a statement, big statement around the league. Jayden Daniels is by far making history, just like RG3. But more than what RG3 has done, Jayden Daniels has put his foot into the NFL and made a big statement in the NFC East. Is the East worried? Yes. Yes, they are, especially Dallas and the Eagles. But is it enough? Are we moving all cylinders, all phases of football, offense, defense, and special teams? It might seem that way. But the defense on last Sunday made a statement. Excuse me, I apologize. But last Sunday, I tell you this, was by far the greatest win.
Did I get you sick or so?
Oh, no, I'm not sick. The greatest thing that's happened since RG3 win against the Saints on his debut, Jayden Daniels has made a statement in 4 games in the NFL, and RG3 has not, winning 3 straight after the loss against the Buccaneers. 4 straight games is a statement for the Commanders. Now, defensive-wise, we have done a lot well since that game, game 1. Can we keep it up? Our biggest test coming up is the Ravens, and the Ravens are 3-2 in the division, and they're known for doing a lot of good on defense. Their defensive-minded head coach, John Harbaugh, is one of the finest winningest coach. This man has won Super Bowl. He has been to the Super Bowl more than once, and actually completed a lot of great achievements with 3 to 4 different quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson's one of them, who is compared to Jayden Daniels, but Jayden Daniels don't like to be compared with Lamar Jackson, rightfully so, because he hasn't really established those type of accolades because he's just a rookie, but he is also making headlines across the board. So my hat goes off to Jayden Daniels for stopping the comparison, because living in the shadows of one human being can be a lot to take on. So, what that being said, I got a panel that's going to help me determine some of these accolades that Jayden Daniel has went through and Lamar has gone through, and do our own comparison and see how we're going to move forward with that. So, I believe we got Big Steve here, and we got Eric here, and soon we'll have Coach and Lou come in. Yo, evening, fellas. What's going on? How did you like that win, the Browns? And what is your thoughts on our next opponent, the Ravens? Let's start with Eric and end with Big Steve. Eric?
Okay, how y'all doing this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Eric, good afternoon, man. Just to lead it off, I like what I see very much. Just to get out the way, I'm sick of hearing about RG3.
All right.
There was more to him than just, his football. And the deal of that was not the best. But I will give him props, particularly for that first game against the Saints. He came out of nowhere. And that was structured by Shanahan and company.
Right.
And, for the most part, he did what he could do. Okay. But I just hate the comparisons, JD5 to him, because they are, two different people. As far as JD himself, somebody said, it's like, how's it, JD5 has the off game and still put up 34 points on a top 10 defense. You know what I'm saying? It's mind blowing in a way.
Right.
Talk about these records. I think I'm not really impressed with some of these records that are being spit out. They're being manufactured. Oh, he did this. This is the only person who's done that in the first 3 games or in the first 5 games. And it's like, okay, that is true, but what kind of record is that for real? I'm just used to more sustained performance. Like you're gonna have a record, have it for like the entire year or something. But that's not to downgrade what he's done. As far as the game itself, this is it. I said that I was going to give the Commanders, full quarter season before I start yakking. Well, we're here, but the problem is this is a real test coming up this week, so I've kind of kept my mouth shut again a little bit. I can't call it. They could win, they could lose. It could be a squeaker, it could be a blowout on either side, depending. They're going to have to work. Commanders have to work. I mean, they're going to be in a away game, believe it or not, only 30 miles away, but 45 miles away, but it's still an away game. There's going to be a lot of noise from the opposing fan, and they're just going to have to get it done. Like I said, I can't call it. The only thing I hope for is, I guess, 2 things that are one thing. I just hope everybody stays healthy. I don't want no excuses from them. I don't want any excuses from us.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to play the game, and let's see what happens. You're talking about B-Rob. He's dogging it a little bit, because he's got a knee problem. I think one thing I love about this team that I can say and will say is I love the 3-headed monster in the backfield between him, Eckler, and McNichols. I think that's going to be more valuable to us than anybody knows going down the stretch. And, sit B-Rob if he's hurt, because we're going to need him later in the season. We've got 2 other capable RBs that can carry the load. So, like I said, I'm just going to sit and watch, pray nobody gets hurt, and maybe pray that our DBs somehow take it to the next level.
I agree. Big Steve, what do you think? What's going on?
Oh, okay. Now, this is actually good for us because right now we can cover Bournemouth wide receivers. That's the one thing Bournemouth is. They hurting the wide receivers. As far as Henry, Opal is on the injury list. So now we got him as a veteran, and Mathis played good last week in his first starting role. So now you got Mathis, you got 93, 94, you got Opal. You got a strong defensive line. The holdback, Henry. So Henry is not going to be doing like he did the rest of the league, okay? So we got a good defensive line. as far as, and you know what the biggest surprise people ain't talking about? People ain't talking about our offensive line. We did not give out one holding in 5 games. Not one. Not one. We got an offside by our Pro Bowl right tackle. We get no holding calls. None. We used to get number 76, holding, number 76. You know who that is, Moses.
Right, right.
But we had got no one, not one holding call from none of them guys. They are playing. They remind me it's when Flowers used to play for the Redskins.
Right.
How when he played, we didn't have no holding calls. The young man is snapping the ball real quick. He's getting the ball quick out of his hands. He's not holding the ball like we probably did last year. He's getting out. If you don't see a quick one, he's gonna take off. He's drive. He don't try to rush like Audrey did. You know, to me, he's better now of what Audrey used to be. But he used to play. But we also got a smart coach and a smart offensive coordinator that say, you know, that's going to take chances on 4th down. So I think the advantage, look, it's our game to lose. If we lose, we still in first place. That's what I'm saying. So it's not real. You know what? We're going to play good, win or lose.
Well, that's good. But I know Coach is here, so let's go with Coach. Coach, welcome.
Hey, welcome.
Hey, welcome.
So the question is, the question is that now, yeah, I even got the question. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the game itself? What are your thoughts for our next opponent on the Ravens? What do you want to see?
Well, I'm going to say this. I thought last weekend they kind of started off a little bit, how do you put it?
Slow.
Lovely.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Anyway, I was like, all right, straighten up. Come on. And they did. I was happy because, that's our leader. He, Daniels and the coaches.
Right.
And we got good coaches. They're smart.
Yes.
And I feel like I want Washington to win. I really do. But they're going to have to really be. They're going to have to protect Daniels big time. Defense is definitely going to have to be on the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah. And because Lamar will take off.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to get him. That's it. Make him eat grass, man.
You took the words right out. Let me also add this. I'm gonna add a few things, and then we'll get our individual thoughts on the game as well. The comparisons that are going on right now between analysts, fans, and local analysts is the comparison between Lamar and RG3. Here's where Jayden Daniels exceeds RG3, and it's nowhere near compared just yet to Lamar. Here are the numbers. RG3 had 1,061 passing, and Jayden Daniels had 1,035. Now remember, Jayden Daniels just started in the league not too long ago, this year. He already has 1,035. He's not going to have 1,061 because the offense that RG3 had was volume in the pistol. So the pistol it requires a two back set. Daniels don't have that. He doesn't have that because he's in a shotgun of 4 wide receiver set. This is by far, I think Daniels has better offense than RG3 did back in the day. Now, let's go to rushing yards. Mm-hmm. RG3 has 241 rushing yards in his years in 2010. I think it's 2010, 2012. I'm not sure. I'm thinking. But Jayden Daniels already has 300 yards rushing. He already exceeded and broke RG3's record as a rookie. Now, both of them here are in comparisons have both 4 passing touchdowns, which gives them a both total of 8 total touchdowns. Now, here's where the difference is. Jayden Daniels has 2 interceptions. RG3 had 1. Here's where Jayden Daniels is the better quarterback. And quarterback rating, he has 101, RG3, flat. Jayden Daniels has 106.2. What does this ultimately mean between the two of them? Jayden Daniels has a better understanding football-wise than RG3.
Yes,
RG3 is basically based off athletics. JD5 has athletics, football intelligence, and understanding of where the ball placement is. You know, RG3 was fighting for his life. Jayden Daniels is controlling of the defense and the offense. This guy is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Now, let's go to Lamar. Let's go to Lamar and Jayden Daniels. Now, I know most of y'all was like, well, don't do that. Don't go to Lamar. You know, he really hasn't really done anything. He hasn't really, but
they're totally different quarterbacks.
I'm just going to give you where we are right now. Lamar has a 119.9 quarterback rating. He is far from being Lamar because JD5 knows his quarterback rating exceeds his and his football knowledge. This is why you don't compare Lamar to Jayden Daniels. But they do have the same arm strength. That's all the comparisons you're going to get. You know, because you can't really say, oh, his running game is the same. His passing rating is the same. It's not. And I think that's where you got to draw the line. Let this man create his own stats. And then when it comes to our one-on-ones, like what's going to happen tomorrow, then we can really make an assertion. You know? Now here's what I want to go and talk about real quick, because I know Lou just came in there. He is the co-host of the Enhanced Sports Show. Louis Tenor's here, everybody. Let me go ahead. You're welcome, bro. Let's go ahead and talk about the defense, because you know
we love you.
Okay, that's your cheering squad right there, Lou. But if you look at the defensive wise, the defense is it has you know good. It
improved.
Yeah, it's improved slightly. I mean, there's sacks. You know, there's one interception, but to be a full defense, you got to understand that having edge rushers is very important, and this is why. Back when we played the Ravens at home, I was just watching it not too long ago, and we didn't have an edge rusher because Brian Arapaho was out. We had Ryan Kerrigan, we had D'Angelo Hall, we had he was on offense. We had London Fletcher, we had Alexander, and those made up. We had Rob Jackson. You know, Rob Jackson made the difference in that game because he was the primary edge rusher and he was causing trouble for everybody. That's how we got that pick in the title game against Dallas. Because I forgot his name, but the man was Jim Haslett. Jim Haslett. Okay, all right, just stop. Okay.
Yeah.
So
remember, we beat the Super Bowl champion Baltimore Ravens.
That's right.
When they lost was to us.
That's right.
In 2000, and remember, Ray Lewis, we beat them.
Well,
we beat them 10-0.
Well, here's the thing. Not only
I wanted it to be a healthy game because we got robbed of a Super Bowl, Beltway Super Bowl for real. Because that definitely was trending in that direction.
But see, that's
we were.
That's the point that I was going to bring up. In that game, when RG3 got hurt, remember, we went to the Lions Den before, and we beat the Ravens with Jamison Crowder and a kickoff return for a touchdown. And we won that game as well. And that wasn't with Lamar, that was with Flacco. So we actually took it to the Ravens. Now it's a whole dynamic, right? But we're forgetting one aspect. And this is why I don't understand why more people are not talking about the Ravens. We not just focusing on Lamar. They got Derrick Henry, the monster from the Tennessee Titans. This defense is going to have to buckle down and take him out, because we can't allow this man to kick our butts again. Now, let's flash forward to where we really remember Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, I think it was, I'm not sure, I think it was 2017 or 2018, maybe 2019. We went to Tennessee. They had the quarterback who was a Dolphin, and they traded him to Tennessee, Tannehill. And we were going back and forth. You know, we had 17, they had 13, and we were just punishing left and right. It was a tussle, a tug of war, and we were battling. It was the farthest remembrance of what the Redskins back then were. When they got into that game, nobody knew they were like 3-4 or 4-3 or 5-5. We played like we were 7-0 in that game against Tennessee. It was fourth quarter, about 3 minutes to go. We had just stopped them previously 3-0. We let Derrick Henry bust wide open for a 70-yarder for a touchdown. It's 20-17. Their defense kept us from going down the field, and we lost that game 20-17 due to Derrick Henry burst open. Derrick Henry has a history of knocking us out. This is where you have to play like you are a playoff team. This is why I've said, go ahead.
Wouldn't our defensive coordinator,
Joe Witt,
get them to study up on that, and to realize, hey, we got to do this.
Well, Joe Witt is not a person to look back at the past. He's the person that looks at previous film to see whether they get better. For me, if I'm going against an opponent, I want to know the record against the team. I want to know our previous games. I want to know the players they acquired. I want to know that the book they're probably getting ready to get us with. Because if you look at what war is a learning about your opponent to the T. You know, and hey Lou, I haven't got you, man. I'm gonna get you into the conversation too. After I make my statement, and then I'm gonna get you to answer a question for me. So after learning about your opponent, going to war it's about battles that you can win, battles that you know that you can achieve, and go ahead and go for the kill. In this case, one thing I know about John Harbaugh is he's not going to shy away from a battle. And that's why the Ravens have that mantra that they're just as equal as the Commanders are, because they follow that same philosophy, but they just got stronger players to emphasize what to do. We play scattered. Our best weapon is scattered, because we don't play in a synchronized way. We play in a way that we're scattered. Like, we can get you when you're not thinking. We can just hit you with the missiles, like every which way, right? Ravens play missile, like what is that called? Battleship. They are a battleship where they hit one missile and you're gone, right? They play that way. We play like we can hit you from multiple ways. You just won't see it coming. Lulu,
Right.
Lulu is the general, and he constructs all the other missiles to hit at one target from a different angle. But the problem is, if you get one of these missiles and you block it, there's an opening they can exploit. So we got to play sound gap control. We got to play leverage. We got to play pick six. And this is where Emmanuel Forbes comes in. This is why I have always said he is the X factor. Him and Jordan McGee. If Forbes gets in one of those space where that ball is thrown and he's in front of it, he could pick it off because he got the D'Angelo Hall, magic. If you just settle him down and make him go, then it's the right thing to do. Lou, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Based off what you saw in Pittsburgh versus Dallas, would you say Dallas is back?
Not yet. I mean, they still got some work to do. I mean, they had some, losses they could have won and whatnot. So I would say back, but they're improving. They're getting there.
So, do you think the Eagles are going to beat the Browns?
Oh, no question.
Wow.
I mean, when you're dealing with Browns,
It's time for them to come back.
But you don't believe in Deshaun Watson finding out where his groove is coming back, and then beating the Eagles, but because they do have a really good defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's Eagles and Browns.
He said it's the Browns. That was a good one, man. I like that.
Yeah, so you have to figure that.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you this one question, and I don't want to go there, but I have no choice. Congrats on beating the Royals 3-2. Moved on to the division in the ALCS. Are you going to play the Guardians or are you going to play Detroit?
We are playing the Guardians.
He said the Gargoyles. Yeah. I think the Gargoyles are going to win.
I still prefer them really as the Indians, though.
You know what? I don't think having either or name makes the better team. I think the Guardians are, who they are, and I think this is a new day and age where you put everything into a perspective of maybe it's better to move on to have lost. Because if you look at where they are right now, they're in the playoffs. They actually beat Detroit Tigers. They actually beat a really good team to get there. So they deserve to be there, even though their name is the Guardians. What if the Yankees were never called the Yankees? They would have called the Bronx Bombers.
Well, there's another nickname, but they actually were always called the Yankees, though.
I know. What I'm saying is, what if they decided not to call themselves the Yankees? What if they called them the Bronx Bombers? Then
actually, some do call it that. They just give them the name, even though they're officially the Yankees. But some do refer to them as the Bronx Bombers.
Yeah, I know. My point is their official name is the New York Yankees. But if they decided to switch their name from the Yankees to the Bronx Bombers and let the Yankees be in the museum, would you be okay with that?
Well, it would take a little bit to get used to, but I'll get the hang of it.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be a big change, but
and
they're called the Yankees since 1913. So after over 100 years, it's going to be a little bit hard to get used to at first, the first couple of years.
Well, see, that's my point. My point is you have to get used to it because it's not what you thought it was. You want something that you can relate to as a kid. That's fine. I understand that. But it's a growing thing, and still you're getting the revenue to the team that actually needs it. You're not losing a team; you're gaining a more famous organization. it's just my opinion. It's just my thought process, going around.
Right.
But hats off to your team. I don't want to congratulate them too long. I just want to keep moving on. But but moving on to NFL, folks. The football teams that are going on right now are now making a big splash. I never thought this team would be where they are right now. And I'm talking about the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings have now sparked up an unbelievable 5-0. I don't know what's happening or what they feeding them in that water. They need to stop drinking it because
Yes.
because right now the Vikings are riding high, and Jefferson is now considered one of the best wide receivers in the game. So just imagine the Commanders make it to the playoffs, first round bye, and have to play the Vikings. That would be like the purple monster eating people, whatever they called themselves back then.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that would be such a good game.
If the Commanders know what they're doing, they're going to have to play the Vikings. They'll be like the second seed, and they'll play somebody like, say, maybe Seattle or San Francisco or somebody, because Minnesota, the way Sam Donald look like, they used to call him the GOAT. Now he is the GOAT because he's scaring a lot of people now. So,
Yep.
So it's good. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like this year is like surprise. The Commanders, Minnesota, Houston. These teams. Kansas City is like getting all the calls now, but these other teams like us, like I said, sometimes people say, "Oh, we won't beat the Ravens." You know what? The Ravens may be scared of us. I mean, we're the best in the NFC besides the Vikings. So, hey, it's going to be a great game tomorrow.
Well, let me say this. Oh, go ahead. Go, Coach. Sorry.
Well, one of the guys on NFL Network, actually, he's up for the Commanders. And I'm like, I'm with you. So I'm like, yes. I just feel like our coaches are smart, our quarterback, and yes, they're gelling. I just feel like we can do it. We can do it, man.
I believe so too. I believe the X factor for us is either Bobby Wagner or Frankie Louvu on defense, but it's got to be more than them two because they can be blocked and then they can be taken advantage of. But the defense has to pitch a no-hitter. They have to, because in this game, Derrick Henry is going to be their X factor. Forget about Lamar Jackson's arm and feet. That's going to be there all day. It's Derrick Henry who's going to hit a home run in every gap. And if you don't stop them, if you don't stop him, then they can't go into a first and 10 in the midfield. We got to prevent them from going midfield. Right now, if you stop Derrick Henry, then you got to deal with Lamar Jackson's arm. Well, I think that's where St. Jude and Derek Forster and Percy Butler can actually help out in the back end, which means that you put Percy Butler back in who he was in Arkansas, picking off the ball. That's Benjamin St. Jude. So that's how I know you're not a Commanders fan, because you don't know who it is. That's how I know you're.
That's why I said we can match up better with Baltimore, because Baltimore don't have the receivers like everybody else do, and we can match up. But we also can match up with a defensive front, because remember, Masters played great last week.
That is true.
You got the three guys from Alabama.
Man,
you got the three guys from Alabama this time.
Look, listen.
So now it's gonna be hard for Henry to try to outrun them guys.
Listen.
Did you see what Cleveland did?
Man, did you see how Watson got upset of Fedarius Mathis every time he sacked him and just brought him down? Bro, it was so poetic. And he just kept pushing and pushing because he knew the inside game is 1,000 times dangerous in the middle of that defense. Fedarius Mathis, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, the monsters of three. Now we got Armstrong, who's got 2.5 sacks. We got Frankie Louvu that got 2.5 sacks. If we could get a second edge rusher to complete the bookends and get him 3 sacks, the defense is on point. Now it looks like the back end secondary is starting to wake up. St. Jude is acting like he's really in tune of knocking the ball out of hand of receivers. You got Percy Butler, who's actually becoming a better tackler in space. Now, if you get him into a way where he's picking off a pick six and running the opposite end, then we're good. So we do have a Ravens fan here and Marion here who's watching TV, but she is a Ravens fan. And she's not going to be watching the game, but she's going to be watching the score at the end of the game. So that's why she left. So here's where the good things are coming out. After watching this game of 2012, this is where my football analysis comes in. Even though Flacco was the quarterback, they're still running the same offense. And this is where Dan Quinn and Kingsbury and Joe Witt has to understand they're running the same exact plays, but it's just different players. What's his name? Ray Rice was the running back, and Pierce was the rookie. Now you just got Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is your home run hitter. Remember, they used to have Priest Holmes. Priest Holmes used to be the running back in the day because he was a former Kansas City Chief. These are the good things about this team, that they still have the same exact philosophy because it doesn't change. But if we stop Derrick Henry and force Lamar to throw. Now, remember that opening night in Kansas City, Lamar was on fire. He was going down the field. That's going to happen because Lamar knows where to put the ball at. You just got to play a two-man under. Two-man under.
Yeah, but the Chiefs outsmarted them.
Well, necessarily not in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, they got blown completely out of proportion, and he scored a touchdown. What happened was they tried to go for 2, and Lamar threw it in an interception.
Yes.
So what we got to do is put a body in Lamar's face every single time he drops back. If we put a body in, that's where Louvu comes in because he got a motor. He knows he can hit Lamar in the throat and force an interception. That's where the money is. The money is hitting him in the throat with a forearm helmet. I'm not advocating for a percussion protocol. I'm asking for a legal hit, forced fumble, game over, Commanders win. Because we're not going to battle back and forth. Because he wants to put up 42. Jayden Daniel wants to put up 48. Here's the problem. Their defense is known to get after our quarterback. This is where protection comes in.
That's gotta be done.
Calling number 512-543-4662, folks. This is by far the best question out here. Are the Commanders going to win Sunday at 1 o'clock on CBS? Check your local listings. You ain't got Channel 9. You better get it now because dag nabbit is going to be the best football game on the television set. Channel 5. Channel 5? It's not going to be Channel 9?
No, Channel 9.
Channel 9. Channel 5 is going to be.
Channel 9. I think it's Channel 9 where we at.
Yeah, Channel 9 is CBS. Channel 5 is probably. Wait. What channel? And Lou, what in New York? What channel is Channel 5? Fox.
5.
Okay. CBS. Where's CBS in New York?
2.
Okay. Turn to Channel 2 and watch the game because I think you want to watch Dallas on Channel 5. I got it.
They gave us 4 o'clock. They gave us that.
Oh man, you better turn it on Channel 2 then. You can't put it on Channel 5. Stop, Lou. Stop it.
However, so
Yeah.
we will have that game on tomorrow because it is going to be broadcast in this area tomorrow, so we will get to see it.
Great. Make sure that you watch it fully. Don't be switching channels during commercial. You stay your butt on Channel 2, all right? I'm joking, man. Listen, it's going to be a good game, folks. I cannot wait. It's going to be one of the best games. Even Las Vegas is going crazy with the betting right now because right now.
Now, after CBS, you know why? Because CBS wouldn't let NBC get them for the 8 o'clock game. So
right.
I'm going to on CBS.
Right. That's true.
It's on Channel 9.
Channel 9. That's right.
Right.
CBS is going to be CBS at 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I'll be in mind again.
So here's what's happening, folks. We are by far closing in. It's 6:43. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock afternoon time on Sunday is going to be the game of the century, and everybody's going to have their popcorn and beer and their snack of choice, and the grill going, and people are going to have the game blasted. All I ask is to rep your team to the highest vote and try not to get drunk because you got to work tomorrow. All right, you got to work tomorrow. And if you don't work tomorrow, then bless your heart, drink until you can't fall asleep. I'm not advocating getting you alcoholed up. Just want you to have a good time. That's what I'm saying. All right. So now the question, we're going to come back to that, but I want to get back to what really matters. Did y'all about to see the Washington Wizards win against Toronto Raptors yesterday? Did anybody see that?
Yeah.
That was impressive. Man, that was impressive. Did you know, watching Alex SARR, he had 4 or 5 points, and then KEYSHAWN George came alive, and he took over the game. Now, here's where I do not like this next character, but I can't give him props just yet. Bilal Coulibaly, dunked, blocked, whoopie do. They won 113-95. But did you see Jonas Valgalkis? He literally facilitated the pass into the paint for Bub Carrington and KEYSHAWN Judge. And then you had Poole and you had Kuzma actually turning on late. This looks like a really good team. The rookies are starting to, gravitate a little more. You're starting to see more of the centers starting to block. You see, more of the backcourt tandem and Jordan Poole and Kuzma starting to see what they can do in the backfield, and you're starting to see more of a consistent passing and rotation of the arc. So my question to the panel is, do you think this team could be better mid-season, beginning October 7th? Wait, today is the 15th. When is 12. So when does the season start, Steve?
I think in 2 weeks. Against Boston.
Oh, yeah. So Boston Celtics at home. At their home. Yeah, we're gonna lose that game.
We're gonna get crushed.
Yeah, we're gonna lose that game big time. Yeah. No, it's the truth, because those are the Super Bowl those are the NBA champions. They finally won.
It's gonna be a massacre.
I don't think it's going to be a massacre. It's just going to be a bloodbath. You know, just like I think we have a good team. It's just not good enough. I think we might be sneaking into the ninth place of the intermittent. Don't say nothing, Lou. We are we're going to be in the ninth place. I'm foretold it. but I think we have a really good team. I saw improvement. I saw the rotation. I saw the ball movement. I saw the shots being made. I saw the intensity and defense, not from Bilal, but from other players as well. We're pretty okay. I mean, we just need one more player. And they had that one guy. I forgot his name. He's like 6'5". It's something junior. Forgot his name. But
well, the other first rounder in the second round, they're gonna do good. We got some good starting forwards and stuff. So
yeah.
So we're not all lost.
No, I totally agree. I think the players we have on the court are actually pretty decent. They're starting to make a lot of progress in the rotation. I have no problems with that. It's the other players I'm worried about, because when you get onto the court and you meet a team that's more defensive minded, you're going to get blown out, like the Celtics, like Miami, like Oklahoma City Thunder, like a Sacramento Kings, like the Warriors, like Cleveland, like Knicks. We lost to the Knicks. You know, Knicks are pretty good.
I'm be like this, Rasul. I'd rather see the Commanders going to the playoffs than the Wizards go anywhere.
You know what? I'm not going to be mad at that. No. You know what? I'm not going to be mad at that comment. No, I'm not going to be mad at that comment. Me as a sports fan, like to see the underdogs at least get into all phases of sports. It could be football, basketball, baseball, and soccer, and hockey. When the Capitals went to the Stanley Cup and won it, there was a whole big uproar. Everybody's like, yeah, now DC sports is back into place. Yeah. Right?
But I back on our team. I back on team gonna be like the Chicago White Sox this year.
Well, let's not do that. let's not forecast that. Yeah, that's you're forecasting 115 losses and only 19 wins. Yeah. Jeez, that's harsh.
I'm seeing it.
Well, that's.
I don't need a crystal ball to see that.
Man, yo, Big Steve, man, you hard to even comment after that.
No.
Yo, but I feel the sentiment, and I understand why you said it. But here's what I am going to ultimately say. I'm going to ultimately say that back in the day when the Redskins / Commanders went to the Super Bowl, the whole city felt it. Not only the whole city felt it, it was the community that was uplifted. It was the people understood that this is what a family looks like, right?
Yeah.
And then when John Wall, Bradley Beal, and not only them two, remember how Agent Zero, Antoine Jameson, Caron Butler, remember when we went and battled and the whole community felt it, they packed the stadium, right?
Yeah.
Remember how they threw the seat cushions in RFK and it fell out of the
I was there.
Man, that was the best thing ever.
I guess Atlanta.
Oh man, it was the greatest thing, because you knew what was coming. It was the accomplishment that your team was going to body somebody on the court, on the field. And that is why I felt like if the Baltimore Orioles, if the Wizards, Capitals, and Commanders get into this groove that you see in all phases of sports winning, we're dangerous. Nobody wants to come to the state because we will embody you. Now we don't have that. We just have one of each. But we're getting there. Things are starting to change. Baltimore starts showing life 2 times in a row, going to the playoffs, going to postseason, but not achieving high wins for the first time. First it was 101. Now it was 92. We were off by 9 wins. 9 wins. We were off. But now you're seeing the Commanders starting.
And they got choked.
Yeah, they choked badly. Badly.
I know.
But but moving forth, we only got 9 minutes. But I think tomorrow is going to be by far the test of the century. Oh man. I'm
But here's the thing. People even thinking, even if we lose, we're still in first place in the NFC East.
But that puts us. No. Listen. If Dallas wins their game, we are tied. They get the tiebreaker. You understand? Because we still.
Yeah, we'll win the tiebreaker.
No. Listen, this year we play them.
No, they win the tiebreaker.
Yes.
Because they beat the Giants when they 5 points.
Yeah, we beat the Giants.
3.
We beat the Giants. We
But
beat
it
them.
depends on how much. Depends on how much Baltimore beat us, or if we beat them, then we don't have nothing to worry about because we be in first place anyway.
We'll still
They're gonna be wearing my Redskins jersey the whole week.
right. So that's why we got to make sure we win, because we can't put ourselves in a disadvantage of being number 2 when we were number 1 from the get. So if we lose,
Even if we do lose, we will be back.
Okay. But
true.
Dallas going to lose to Detroit anyway. So guess what? We'll still be right.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, we'll. Is it Detroit? Is Detroit? Okay, here's my question: is Detroit going to Dallas, or is Dallas going to Detroit?
Detroit's going to Dallas.
See, they're going to Dallas. But guess what? Detroit ain't forget the referees not calling that play. And Dan Campbell said, you know what? I ain't forgot.
Well, here's the problem. They're good in Dallas. They're good in Dallas, and they're okay on the road. If Detroit's going to Dallas, that's a problem, because Dallas is pretty good at home historically.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a hard-fought game. And you know what? Jeff Goff, who just came off and completed 100% of his passes, goes into the NFL as well.
Right, 100, that's right. And he was off this week. They was off this week too.
Yeah, but see, that doesn't mean anything, because they could.
That bye can cause. It could go either way.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. So it's based off what the defense can do.
As good.
Now, the problem with Dallas is they don't have a really good defense. The Lions have offense and defense, but a horrible special teams. So, So you got, like I said, it's like a wounded cat. You know that cat has 9 lives, but one of those 9 lives is defective. So you don't know what that cat is going to do.
Better land on the feet, man.
Well, he's going to land on his feet and roll over into a ditch to save his life. That's probably what it is.
I ain't forgot last year.
Oh, yeah. Yo, that's funny as I don't know what. Yeah, that's going to be on the T-shirt too. That's going to be on a T-shirt too. One of your 9 lives are defective, right. So you better roll in a ditch.
Right. This been New Year's.
Oh man, that's gonna be a whole nother topic.
You know what? They straightened out Washington last week, and I was, because there for just a little bit, I was like, okay, what's off? And I'm coming in the kitchen. Oh, somebody made a touchdown.
Yeah. Oh, before I forget, Maryland played Northwestern, lost 37-10.
They got
They got handed. They got creamed. So they're 3-3. Northwestern's are 3-3, and they're I think they're 0-3 in the division. So Maryland is not going to be contesting the Big 12, the Big 10 championship. They might see another bowl game. They got to win 3 more games to be bowl eligible, which is going to happen this year. But they have to really be some really tall tales, because I think they had to play USC number 11, which is going to be.
You know what?
What?
South Carolina played Alabama today. I saw some Beamer ball.
Yes.
That was a good game.
Oh man, that was awesome.
I know they lost, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. That was a darn good game.
That was a great game.
That was a great game, man.
That was a back and forth.
Talk about Beamer ball. Yeah.
That
it's
was
still going.
back and forth. It's like watching a tennis match.
It was a good game.
Oh man.
Yeah.
The next
Come
one,
on, Beamer, run.
the next one is Ole Miss versus LSU.
Yeah.
I think Ole Miss is going to win that because they're ranked.
The next game is Ohio State and Oregon, number 2 against number 3. That's number 3.
But where's
that's
it?
gonna be a good one.
But where's it playing at? Is it in Oregon or is it in LA?
At Oregon.
Ooh.
At Oregon.
Ooh.
Wait.
Oregon's going to win that one. Oregon's going to win that. They play awesome at home. They're dangerous at home. Yo, Oregon has never lost to a ranked opponent at home since Rick Pitino was playing basketball. Was a coach at Kansas Jayhawks. Man.
Wow.
But you know what? It's always football here, and I can't complain because I got the panel. It's 2 minutes ago. I want to thank Lou, Coach, Eric, and Big Steve, and yes, the Kemba lady who just left. But she's never forgotten from our minds or the bottle of that can.
Right.
So everybody have a great weekend. Have a great Saturday night. Tomorrow is football. Heavens. You're human first, everything second. You're conquerors by definition. Go conquer your dreams. Be safe. God bless. And
Be safe.
Go Commanders.
Go Commander.
That's right. It's Campbell soup weather.
It sure enough is. It sure enough is. Go get that piece of bread and that cracker.
Yeah, that's gonna be next week.
That's
man.
right. It is Campbell soup weather. Yes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's gonna be like Christmas, and I'm like, yo, it's only October. I said I better stop.
Yeah, no, gosh.
All right, everybody, be safe. God bless. I'm out.
Be
Peace.
safe.
God bless you. God bless you too, Coach.
All right. Thank you for coming in and entertaining us on this Saturday. I'm going to be streaming next Saturday. The conversation is going to be Commanders. It's going to be Washington Wizards and Baltimore Orioles and Capitals. Be sure to tune in for that. The Wizards did win their first preseason game, and they will start next week against the Boston Celtics, the NBA champions. So stay tuned for that. Be safe. God bless. You're human first, everything second. You're conquerors by definition. So go conquer your dreams. I'm out. Peace.